And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. An extra defensive back in the game here on 3rd and goal. Now Osweiler, and that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Here we go now. Boo, 90. Boo, 90. You ain't going nowhere.
One last shot for Osweiler. That's caught at the 1. He's in. Touchdown, Houston. Will Fuller with 2 ticks remaining. And the Texans can take the lead with an extra point. And it's no good. He missed it. And the game remains tied. Oh, boy. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And his throw here's incomplete. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go.
From the gun, it's Osweiler. Completion left side to Miller. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. And 15 yards there on the catch and run. And let's discuss Osweiler a little bit further. Obviously an interesting journey for him to get here to Houston.
Groomed in Denver and actually got to play some before he ended up making his departure to Houston. But after the Broncos won the Super Bowl, I think he was in search of his own team and his own destiny as maybe a Super Bowl quarterback. They gave him a great opportunity, and he took advantage of it and headed to be a Texan.
So 2nd and 10 here.
Here we go now. Green, 30.
Throwing again, Osweiler. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Cassius Marsh coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. It's Osweiler. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Cliff Averill in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
So a big move here, playing to win in overtime. They're going to go for it on 4th down. And whistle blown, a timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Here's Shane Leckler now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. So possession goes over here on the punt, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it, but they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Now part 1 is done, now part 2.
Ready? 19. Check. Alert.
First throw in overtime now for Wilson. Complete. Richardson has it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 18 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Seattle 1st down. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Time running out here on the play clock. There's Wilson to throw. It's caught outright by Graham. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Play clock hit 0. Don't know what went wrong there, Charles, but it's going to cost them 5 yards.
Has to be some organization from the sideline. Sometimes when you're trying to decide on what play to send in, the play caller has to move a little bit faster.
Shift together here from the D-line. On 2nd down, Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 2nd down now after the pass completion. 19. Wilson will throw again. It's caught. Baldwin. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Everything about that play was beautiful. A great corner route where the receiver worked the defensive back inside and then broke back to the outside to the corner. But how about the throw by the quarterback? Anticipation on the break from inside to outside. He threw the football. As the receiver turned around, the ball greeted him.
On the ground, it's Michael. And he'll get this down only to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This one from 35 yards away. And he got it! The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. But we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big